sound right now? Because I don't hear it if there is.
There
I
is
don't.
supposed to be, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can never remember in the menu if there. Oop, that's not what I wanted. If there is or not.
Yeah. There's music going on right now.
Gotcha, yeah, I cannot.
Maybe that's something on my end. My hmm. Um, Anything?
I don't think so. Unless it's really quiet. Oh, I heard some beeps.
There we go. Yeah. I guess the music is just quiet.
Oh, gotcha, okay. Fun times.
Hmm.
Do we have any, like, last minute predictions for, like, any secret twists or anything before we get into this?
I mean, we finished the game
Yeah, but, like, is
last
there any,
time.
like, secret connections behind the scenes or something like that? Or, like,
I mean, the biggest twist was that Liza is Beth's granddaughter.
yeah, I wasn't
I, I
expecting.
don't I don't I don't think we're getting anything bigger than that.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, I don't have anything. I was just curious.
When do you start being different? Um, Maybe shit, not that one. Um, oh, what?
What?
We might have to start with 27?
Oh, really? It goes that far back?
Uh, yeah, I think. Oh, no, that's something different. Okay.
Oh, is there
Uh,
like an alternate secret or something?
no, it's just I think if like if this has nothing to do with the ending. I was just looking at something. Uh I was looking at a script, essentially. Or
Oh,
someone else's playthrough, a text playthrough.
gotcha.
Um, and if Liza's trust is high enough, she stays with Ink.
Oh, like at the end?
Yeah.
Interesting. Is it possible to do that with Ray, you think?
The playthrough uh probably specifically catered to Liza rather
Yeah.
than Ray.
Do you think that since the whole Aether thing, do you think it matters if we build trust with her?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. So you could just
If
basically
she's
ignore her and she'd still, like.
if she, for narrative reasons, she's supposed to trust us implicitly.
Gotcha.
So
So we done
I'm
got
pretty sure.
played, just like Ink.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said all along that Ink says what I'm thinking. Apparently it extends beyond that, so.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. Then now I just need to find where exactly it starts being different.
Okay.
Um. Or maybe it doesn't be. It isn't different. I don't know. I don't know. What am I looking for?
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think chapter 28 is different at all.
At all?
I can't see anything that's different from what we.
Huh. You hit at the
So.
very end, like you said?
Oh, yeah, no. Maybe the epilogue is different, but we didn't go through the epilogue.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet, so. Huh.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no. All I'm seeing different is what happens if you have Liza's trust high enough.
Huh.
Um, I'm
I could do some Googling if you want while you're combing through that.
uh, Yeah, no, there's just some dialogue changes in some of the chapters. Um,
Okay.
and then there are different dialogue choices for. I suppose we didn't get anyone's trust high enough. I think so. I'm looking at. Yeah, no. If you get either of their trust high enough, either Ink or either Ray or Liza, they will come with you.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
At the beginning of chapter 27. But
But it doesn't really change
we,
much. It's just like their presence.
yeah, they don't do a lot.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm gonna send you the here. If you want to look through the dialogue changes, there it is.
Okay.
But otherwise, I guess it's just the epilogue we have to go through.
Okay, well, that's fine by me.
Well, we're good to go.
Yeah, if you are. Let's end this puppy. That sounds sad. I'm not gonna say that. It's spring, technically. Sure doesn't feel like it, though. You can feel the cold seeping in from outside. Oh, I just realized this is the last time I'm gonna voice Ink. That makes me sad. I've been pacing around in here for what feels like forever. I know it's not the same room as before, but it still stirs up bad memories, especially considering you know who is mere feet away. Upon reflection, I probably should have asked to wait elsewhere. Oh well, might as well just stick it out at this point. They said I was free to leave, and though I'm kind of dying to get out of here, I'd never forgive myself if I passed up this opportunity. This might be my only chance to meet with him. So now I'm stuck waiting for.
Hey,
You're back. How'd it go?
bad.
Uh, sorry to hear. Any updates on the arm?
That's none of your business. Listen, I'm only here to let you know that he's ready to meet with you.
How do I get to his office then?
Stairs at the end of the hall. He's on the floor above us.
Thanks. The trip is a short one. Though this apparently used to be part of the university, the building's on the smaller side. Most of the rooms here appear to be empty, though the odd office is stuffed with computer parts or medical equipment. Doesn't seem like this place sees a lot of use. I spot him through a doorway after climbing the stairs. He waves me in.
Welcome, Ink. Forgive the mess. Please, have a seat.
It's good to finally chat with you one-on-one, Nolan. Or should I say Earl?
Just as you've changed your name, so have I. Nolan is my name now. Please address me as such.
Fine, Nolan it is. It's still hard to believe that we've been at Belbridge U this entire time.
We aren't on campus, strictly speaking. I annexed this building a number of years ago in exchange for some property downtown. It belongs entirely to me, though few people are aware of this.
Makes me wonder what else you're hiding.
That's why you're here, though, isn't it?
Smartass.
I have quite a lot to attend to today, but I've blocked out what I hope is enough time to answer your most pressing questions. I'll answer everything as honestly as I can. I owe that much.
Good. Let's get right into it then.
Indeed. First off, I would like to offer an apology for, well, everything.
An apology? Are you serious? Your mother is dead. You think an apology is going to fix things?
Of course not. there is no fixing what happened. Not completely. I will, however, take the steps necessary to right the wrongs I've made to the best of my ability. And it all starts with an apology. You can thank my mother for helping me come to my senses. Though I managed to secure the capital I sought, I can't help but feel that this project was an abject failure.
So they gave you funding in the end? This sponsor?
Yes, though we ended up altering the deal quite significantly. Our sponsor purchased Corners outright. All the tech, research, documentation. It now belongs entirely to them.
What are they intending to do with it?
I don't know. Probably for the best. I'm more than happy to wash my hands of Corners. It brought out the worst in me.
Yeah, no shit. I don't understand how you could let things get as bad as they did.
I made some poor decisions in the heat of the moment. Sean had designed exit corners with some contingencies in mind, but the contestants had veered so far off course that I had to make some tough calls partway through to set things right again. More than anything, I didn't want to fail after having come so far. I couldn't risk the sponsor walking away. I'd sacrificed too much.
And so you sacrificed your mother instead?
Sean deceived me into believing it was the right decision. My mother wasn't originally supposed to die.
But you knew it was a possibility. Sean suggested as much.
While Sean's choice of words was suspect at best, yes. I knowingly wagered all of your lives, and I'm deeply sorry for it.
How many of us were supposed to live according to your original plan? Hey, you said you'd be honest with us.
I know. Only one of you was slated to die. Ray.
Ray?
His corner was the only one that was truly fatal.
But why?
He's an arsonist, and he came very close to hurting my daughter.
Murder's worse than arson in case it wasn't clear to you.
I'm not saying it's right, but that was our rationale at the time.
So let me get this right. There was no situation where everyone would live. You intended to murder someone from the get-go?
That's correct.
What the hell is wrong with you?
We already consigned to kidnapping and the intentional infliction of emotional distress. I had also been embezzling money from BBU for years. Not to mention, I feigned my death and forged my current identity many years prior. It's horrifyingly easy to continue down a dark path once you've taken your first few steps. Getting away with a crime only emboldens you to commit more. You grow numb to it after a time. You have blood on your hands now, too. I can only hope the same doesn't happen to you.
That was self-defense, you know that.
I am aware. I do suspect, however, that you could have found a non-violent solution if you had wished. I believe you wanted him dead. Or hurt, at the very least, after he'd gone such lengths to hurt you. Am I wrong?
I, um,
Revenge always comes at a cost. Take it from me.
so what, are you going to report me to the police or something?
You've no need to worry. It would be impossible to prove what you've done. Only you, me, and our sponsor will ever know what really happened. But you will have to live with this burden. Make no mistake, no matter how you try to justify what you've done, the truth will gnaw at you over time.
If that's the price I have to pay, then so be it. What about Sean's family, though? His friends? Don't they deserve to know that he's gone?
Unfortunately, I don't believe I'll be able to convincingly pass off his death as a simple accident, so ultimately, I believe it is for the best that he simply goes missing. However, I don't believe Sean was particularly close with very many people. We'll see if anyone even comes to ask about him.
Huh. For all his posturing, he was just like the rest of us.
So it would seem.
And what of Tiana? What's going to happen to her?
She'll likely be paid off to keep quiet about corners and to stay away from the contestants. I don't see any reason to punish her any more than I do you. Among the three of us, she was the most critical of Sean's plan.
Oh, really?
She agreed to go along with it eventually, but I could tell it never sat right with her.
That sort of reminds me. What was the point of our Gemini anyway? Like, why did you give them to us?
This is the sort of thing that'd be difficult to surmise if you hadn't seen the other's messages for yourself. Essentially, the messages we contact sent you over Gemini were intended to keep you in the right state of mind, so to speak. You were each being primed for your respective corners. For instance, Sean constantly brought up Aether, did he not?
Now that I think about it, yeah. He did seem pretty obsessed with her. I thought that was weird too.
Exactly. He was trying to get you to obsess over her in turn. The fact that we were people you trusted worked well to our advantage. We knew we would have to reveal our identities eventually, so there was no point in hiding who we were. That being said, we opted for text-only communication in order to better conceal the fact that Sean and I were acting as contacts for the two of you.
I guess that makes sense. Seems a little convoluted though, and risky.
You haven't the faintest idea. I am not normally one to lean on gambits quite so hard.
I was wondering about that. There had to have been an easier way to get the money you needed than some over the top death game, right? It seemed like there was a lot of opportunity for things to go wrong. And hey, they did.
Under normal circumstances, you'd be absolutely right. Our sponsor, however, is anything but normal. This is not their first death game, as you so eloquently put it. They have a certain proclivity for such games, and were in fact the one to suggest it in the first place.
Hold on. Are you saying something like this has happened before?
Correct. This sort of thing is not altogether uncommon among the certain upper class circles. That's where we met all those years ago. It's also why we chose the Four Elements as our virtual setting. The original hotel is where that first game took place.
What? Right here in Bellbridge? That's news to me. You've got to tell me more.
Even if I could, we certainly don't have enough time to go over everything. I know I said I'd be honest with you, and I intend to keep that promise, but that's a story for another time, I think.
Damn. Well, don't be surprised if I come ask you about it one day. Setting up a sequel or prequel.
Mm-hmm. If such an opportunity presents itself, then feel free. A warning, though, it's not a happy story. In any case, our sponsor was the only person willing to invest in such flawed technology. The only one willing to give us the amount of money I thought Corners was worth. And so I agreed to their outlandish terms.
You should have just walked away.
I should have, but that would have meant giving up. I'd already spent years work on this project. In fact, nearly all of my life as Nolan Thatcher was spent working on Corners in one way or another.
But a project like this, it sounds like way too much work for just 3 people to handle. Even if you are all geniuses.
It was a much simpler project at the start. These kinds of things always are. The moment I saw our end, though, I knew both technologies combined had the potential to become something revolutionary. I snapped at the algorithm and Tiana herself without a second thought. Of course, the scope ballooned out of control as a result, and the project took much longer than I'd imagined. I really should have known better. It was too much work for 2 people, even if I did hire a few contractors for some of the intermediary tasks.
2 people, not 3?
Sean was only brought on when we needed to design an accompanying game. He had no involvement with the project before that.
Still sounds like you were way understaffed.
You aren't wrong. I was too deep into development to turn back and too stubborn to ask for more help. The project consumed me. It became my everything.
That sounds like hell. Why would you do that to yourself?
I told you already. Giving up was not an option.
That's not what I mean. What I meant was, why did you start this project in the first place? What's in it for you? Didn't you already have all the money you could want? Why pursue some risky golden goose technology?
Ah, that. You'll think me naive, but sure, I'll tell you why I did it. I thought that if the technology had gotten advanced enough, it might allow Liza to meet her mother.
What?
When Liza got caught up in that accident, her sight was not the only thing she lost. She could no longer recall a single thing about Marianne, her mother.
What about the rest of her family?
She couldn't remember anything about any of them either. Perhaps that was a mercy. She wouldn't have had to bear the pain of losing them. Still. Wasn't she 4?
Yeah, I think so. She was really young.
Maybe that's just natural. Unless he means that she had a bit of retrograde amnesia when she first woke up and then never gained those memories back.
That would be my
I think
guess, cause like
that's what he's implying.
I think so, because like I think she also forgot the accident itself, maybe, which covers the plot hole of like when Beth was explaining what happened to her family. Well, I wouldn't know if it's a plot hole, but it covers the issue of like when Beth was explaining what happened to her family. Why did not Liza not go? Oh, same thing happened to me, because she forgot the whole situation.
Alright. I was so very upset, heartbroken, but I thought I could fix things. At first, I thought I could simply restore her sight, albeit in a limited context. And then our end came around. I quickly discovered that if Diana and I integrated our technologies correctly, we could do the impossible. I believe that we can get the simulation to a point where Liza and I could enter together and she could meet Marianne as I remembered her. And that's why I so badly wanted to create Gornus, a cerebrally operated refractive node enhanced reality simulation.
Gotcha.
A world that runs on memories and assumptions, for better or for worse.
Thank you for telling me, Nolan. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I think you went about this all wrong.
I'm listening.
You say you wanted to let her meet her mother, and that's fine, but she had a grandmother who'd have been more than happy to support her, and relatives galore, or so I was told. Most importantly, she had a father who loved her dearly, but likely spent far too long on his pet project. She had all the family she needed. Not everything's a complicated puzzle, you know. Sometimes the best answer is the simplest one.
There was a time in my life where I had to come to that conclusion myself. Time doesn't always change us for the better.
Damn, I didn't expect Nolan to be so depressed.
You didn't?
Yeah, for real.
Do you have any more questions?
Puns? Are you okay to keep going? I can always come back.
I'm fine for now. Please, continue.
This was a little weird, but what's 379? That number kept popping up over the course of the game. What's its significance?
It popped up exactly once, and then I used it as an answer for a puzzle.
Yeah.
What is
Whoops.
this? It kept popping up shit.
Yeah. At least not that I noticed, anyways.
Truth be told, I don't fully understand myself. I have a few theories, but I've been awake for far too long, and I'll be honest with you, it hasn't been a huge priority. If I had to guess, I'm wondering if this is perhaps the Baader-Meinhof effect at work.
Oh my god, here's the fun pseudo... Maybe... Well, I don't know if it's pseudoscience, but... Here's the fun science explanation that all visual novels get.
Morphogenetic field study is real.
Exactly.
To a certain extent.
Yeah. Like one of those where like they always take something that's like grounded
Real
in
enough.
reality and then like extend it beyond. So it's not really pseudoscience, it's just like stretched science.
Yeah.
Do you expect me to know what that is?
It's a form of cognitive bias in which a new name, word, or number seems to show up disproportionately often after seeing it for the first time. In a world where cognition reigns supreme, I can only imagine how such a phenomenon might affect the world around you. It's possible that the first time you saw the number, it left such an impression on you that the information suddenly kept popping up everywhere. Exactly once.
I
one
am
time.
curious actually, like if we like played through it again and like actually paid
When we
attention,
see it.
like if maybe we might see it more than just that one time, like if we were genuinely like hunting for it.
Mm.
I don't know.
But that's just one theory. It could be any number of things. Coroners is still not a wholly understood technology, even by me.
I see.
That'd be what I've been calling the anchor room. We found that having a room that was shared between the simulation and the real world helped with the transition. It likely didn't matter very much for you all, since none of you were even aware of Corner's existence, but it helped lessen the severity of the exit corners bug for people like Sean, Tiana, and myself.
Yourself. You weren't in corners alongside us, were you?
No, I was supervising from up here all along with our supervisor. Sponsor. Wow. The three of us had entered corners many times prior, though. We needed to test things after all, even if the ordeal was painful.
Gotcha. Next question. Who's that voice in my head? It wasn't you, so it had to have been.
Yes, it was our sponsor. They needed to be able to see, hear, and feel what you did in order to validate the authenticity of the simulation. They were hijacking your consciousness, so to speak, and could even tune into many of your thoughts.
Were you watching me the same way?
No, I was merely watching a screen with low resolution video and audio. Set was also reporting in periodically.
Okay, sure. Still, why was the sponsor allowed to speak to me? What possible reason could there have been for that?
We chiefly wanted to make sure that we could prove that the simulation was happening in real time. By giving the sponsor some small measure of influence over you, we helped convince our guests that this game was happening in real time to real people. No script, no actors. Furthermore, our sponsor simply wanted to be able to interact with you in some way. They're quite fond of that sort of thing. Their request left me wary, so I tried to set it up in such a way that you'd only hear them on a subconscious level. Obviously, though, you were actively aware that they were trying to communicate with you. If I had guessed, this is likely because you began to desync from corners.
Uh, well, the whole thing messed me up pretty bad, so I hope it was worth it.
I apologize. I should have tried to find another way to satisfy our guests, but I was tight on time. We had an aggressive deadline to meet, even if it was self-imposed.
Self imposed? That's basically the same thing as having no deadline at all.
That is not true. The reality is, we couldn't spend forever on it. This project was very important to me, but even I didn't want to spend my entire life working on something that may never take off. And there's only so long I could keep spinning my wheels before Tiana got bored and left. It was never going to be perfect, it just needed to work. The hope was that we could get some more funding and expand its development. Corners really could not have come about in any other way. It was exit corners and nothing at all.
You know, I think nothing at all might have been just fine.
No need to remind me. What other questions do you have?
So, I'm a little afraid to ask, but what happened to Aether?
I believe she's gone. Her source code is still intact, but that instance of her has been erased from the system's memory. What's more, Corners is now owned by our sponsor. However, she seemed to have undergone some radical changes near the end of the game. I'm not quite sure what happened, and I can't say with certainty what would happen if someone tried to reboot her. So ultimately, I don't know what will become of her. The end of Exicornus had the system spiraling out of control to a degree I couldn't fully understand.
Yeah, things are getting pretty off the wall at the end there. Hell, even I was messing around with the environment.
Indeed. Tear into the very fabric of the simulation itself. I didn't know it was possible to lucidly control quarters to such a degree. I almost wonder if the fact that you're transgender.
What? 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 You're just gonna drop that into a conversation? What? So I'm going to stop you right there.
I can't say I didn't see it coming.
Didn't we joke about it at one point?
I don't think it was a.
Oh no, we joked
I think
about
we joked about.
scent.
Yeah, we joked about scent. No, we joked about ink mocking scent's gender
Oh
when it was
yeah,
entirely possible that ink himself.
Yeah. Well, they did say at one point he had chest scars or something like that.
When was that?
Shoot, when was it? I don't remember. Shoot. What chapter was it?
Mm.
It was a while back. He offhandedly mentioned something about having like chest scars, and I was like a chest scar, and I was like, that's really weird and random.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is you're about to say, and I'm sure your intentions are not malicious. Excuse me, at least. But before you speak, I'd like you to ask yourself if what you're about to say has a chance of coming off as ignorant.
It's well, I suppose it might. I apologize.
It's fine. In any case, I don't think I'll be stepping into corners ever again, so it's not like I really need to know every single thing about it.
You're right. Neither do I, to be honest. I'll have to learn to be happy with the answers I have. I couldn't research the remaining anomalies even if I wanted to.
Oh, why's that?
I no longer have access to corners. I handed over the most important bits to our sponsor just recently. The rest, including the documentation and physical equipment to go along with it, are to be delivered within the next few weeks. I'll be very busy.
And what about after all that? What will you do when this is all over?
Well, first, I was going to return the money I stole from the university, with interest. I haven't paid back many times over thanks to our sponsor. Following that, I was going to turn myself into the police.
What? For real?
I won't be telling them about corners, that'd be hard to prove anyway. But I'll admit to forging an identity, embezzling funds, and murdering my mother.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't think you should. It's gonna fuck Liza up real good.
I need to take responsibility for my actions.
That's exactly it, though. You have a responsibility to make up for the harm that you've done. And I don't think you could do a very good job of that from prison. You're clearly capable of achieving amazing things if you put your mind to it. You've got the brains and you've got the resources. Put them to good use. That's what your mother was trying to tell you. Not to throw yourself in a hole, but to lift others out of theirs. Frankly, jail's the easy way out. That's practically giving up.
How pithy. Time to give this a bit more thought then.
Good. Man, every time he closes his eyes, I worry that he's about to topple over. Hey, Nolan, are you okay?
Sorry, I'm tired as all.
Maybe we should stop here for now. You look like you need some rest.
I have many loose ends to tie up before I can even think about resting. Still, you're right. I don't know if I can afford to continue this for much longer. Before you leave, though, I'd like to end things on a positive note.
How so?
I want to ensure you understand that I'm committed to your safety and well-being. Firstly, while I may not have been able to answer all your questions in this short period of time, I don't want to leave you waiting for more answers. As such, I'd like you to take this.
He's sending me something from off his desk. Wait, is that a thumb drive?
This portable drive contains a repository of Corner's development documentation, notes on the game, and chat logs between Shantian and myself. I'm hoping whatever additional answers you seek can be found within.
Thanks. I'll have a look.
Secondly, I will see to it that the remainder of your undergrad degree is paid for, and therapy, should you need it. Expect details shortly. And therapy, should you need it.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. The way he phrased it, like, in therapy, should you need it. Like, bitch! Oh my god. Wait, what?
I figured the least I could do was to help you finish your English degree.
Oh, hi, Trevor. Oh my god, 28 months? That's a long streak. Oh, hi, Tyler. Thanks for the lurk. Welcome to the finale. Hope you guys are having a good time. Enjoy my my frat boy voice. Oh, go figure.
Now I have to wonder if Ink purposely puts on a frat boy voice.
Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe that's part of the whole thing now. Is like it's
I
an
kind of feel like your voice is just canon now.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah, I'll take it. Who needs voice training when you could just be a frat boy? We're wine bearing, but just wanted to pop in and say hello. Barring. I was like, what's wine bearing? Nice. That sounds fun. Hope you guys are having a good time there. Thanks for stopping by. Very kind of you guys. I miss y'all.
Mhm. Something the matter?
I know I should look a gift horse in the mouth, but I was actually thinking about switching programs. English is fine and all, and I'll always love my books, but I never truly felt like I was born to be a writer or a teacher, you know.
I take it you found a new column.
Yeah, I'm thinking of becoming a detective. That's interesting.
Hmm. Hmm. Go figure. That'll be no problem at all. I can pull some strings for you.
I'd appreciate it. Oh, and Nolan,
Hmm?
get some sleep. Only after stepping back into the hallway do I realize how bright Nolan's office was. It's only been a few days, but I guess my body was craving sunlight. As much as I want to head outside right away, I've got one more stop to make. I make my way back to the room with the pods. The anchor room, was it? I scan the room to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I already feel my cell wallet and keys on me, though, so I don't really know what exactly it is that I'm looking for. Maybe I'm not looking for something that can be found. I'm not sure why, but I think deep down I wanted to get one more look at this place before I left. The dull hum of the computers is the only thing saving this room from total silence. It still has a sterile air about it. It's creepy. I'm finally free, so why is it that I feel almost sad? It feels as if I'm about to say goodbye to an old friend. It's because you miss Aether, you dolt. Yeah, literally. This keeps happening.
You're literally Ink.
I'm just ink, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Do I still miss Aether? No, not Aether. I think I miss being important. As stressful as Exit Corners was, it was sort of nice to feel like I was involved in something big. But hey, I'm young. This isn't the last important thing in my life. Not if I have anything to say about it. I'm glad I caught the sun before it vanished over the horizon. The outside air is refreshing too, if a little cold. I smile as I step into the light. The waning sun is warm, offsetting the cool breeze. Despite everything, I'm feeling pretty good. After conquering corners, I think I'm ready to face reality. It's a big world out there after all. Time to make the most of it. Hmm.
Woo.
I was kind of hoping we'd, like, get to see Liza. Oh.
Hmm. Well, that's I think Ray was only there because we needed a transitionary thing
Yeah,
going from
probably.
because like if either of their standings had been higher, I think they would have been there
You think so?
to talk to us. They would have had a reason to want to talk to us.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Hmm.
Anyway, questions and answers, you say?
Yeah, that's.
Oh God,
Oh!
that just took me to a notebook. Yeah,
Oh! I just opened Reddit.
yeah.
That's
All right,
interesting.
I guess the
Huh.
Hmm. So, yeah, I guess we're done.
Wow. I'll have
Hmm.
to come dig through this. I've been avoiding the Reddit because I don't want to like spoil anything, but I'll have to like go through this
Mm-hmm.
and see what all's in here because I think they did a good job wrapping stuff up, but I'm sure there's some like little questions that I have that could probably be cleared up. I do know that there's also a developer commentary. It's like 3 parts on YouTube. Um, so I'm very excited to go watch those because I really liked this game.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
And
like
it's free.
I was gonna say, and like it's free, it's relatively short, and it's really easy to like if you goof up or something like that, you could skip around really easily and unlock the other chapters and things like that. Like it's so good and so accessible. Like what the heck? And I think
Yeah.
Ink might be my new favorite visual novel protagonist because for me, a lot of visual novel protagonists are very hit or miss. Like a lot of times I like them, but I think that they're like kind of dumb, or I like them eventually, but the first part is kind of stupid. But like, I really liked Ink.
Yeah, Ink was good. Not not to fuck, what am I thinking of? There are some protagonists that are left empty,
Yeah,
so you can
like
better
character
insert
insert.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ink was an actual character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like he was pretty smart for the most part. Like he didn't make a lot of dumb decisions, but he also wasn't like complete know-it-all. Like he was very realistic. Like the panic attacks and things like that made him feel very grounded. I felt like he actually like really had like worries and concerns for his friends, and also it's really easy for protagonists to get into that like no, we're gonna save everybody thing, which he kind of falls into, but it felt very realistic.
Yeah. Um he definitely didn't want to leave anyone behind
Mm-hmm.
if he didn't have to, but
Right.
he wasn't preachy about it.
Exactly. Exactly. Hmm. I think. I think protagonists are very rarely in visual novels. Very rarely my favorite character. I think he might be my favorite character from Exit Corners.
Yeah, me too. If
But
not Sent. I
that's
liked
true.
Sent.
Cinch was really good. I really liked the way he was incorporated and kind of the plot twist with them. I did expect them to kind of like at the end there. I was like, oh no, are they gonna like take over the world? But I appreciated how they kind of ended up being like an ally.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. And I feel like there was some pretty good character growth. I think Liza had good growth.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ray had some decent growth. I think he's still a gruff bastard, but I think he learned some lessons along the way. Um, I think Beth was really good, I'm still a little sad that she died, but I see narratively like why she needed to die for like the reveal and everything. But it does kind of suck that she got a whole corner about choosing to live and then died anyways.
To be fair, I guess everyone's corner was about
Yeah, that
choosing to
is
live.
true. Hers just seemed the most like abrupt, I guess. Not abrupt. What am I trying to say? Like Ray was getting tortured, and Eliza's corner was all about like saving other people, kind of in a way. And Beth's
Liza's
was
corner was hopelessness.
yeah, that's a better way to put it. And then Beth's was just like, guess I'll die.
Her corner was to better put it, her corner was about her last happy memory because she'd been
Yeah,
alone and depressed for
so long.
years.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was her last happy memory. So she could choose to just live in the
Live in it,
moment
yeah.
or die in the moment.
Yeah.
And I think I like the corners a little better. Not Ray's, because Ray's was specifically very lethal.
Yeah.
But all of the corners were very. You exit the room, the door closes, and then the admin just kind of plucks you out of the room.
Yeah.
Except for Ray. Ray very explicitly had to take cyanide pills, which is
Yeah.
fucked up.
Honestly, like that sequence where the timer counts down for the first time and you don't know exactly like what's gonna happen, like you know that he's probably just gonna get squished, but like you're not sure like how bad it's gonna be, and like, you know, is there something else happening, and it just goes silent and then you hear that screech for the first time. Like, I have not had
That was
chills like that in I don't
yeah.
know how long. Like, it shook me to my core, like, and not even like a hyperbolic way. Like, I was literally like, what the fuck did I just watch? Even I didn't even watch it technically. It was all atmosphere and sound and tension.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was like a
Yeah,
masterclass.
this game was very good about tension. It
Yes.
was very good about pacing.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't last for too long. It didn't go on. The puzzles didn't drag on. It
Yeah.
didn't serve to like fluff the chapters.
Mm-hmm. Which is really easy to do.
Hmm.
I'd say as somebody who's been playing Higurashi and it's been like very good, but sometimes the pacing is just not quite there all the time.
I think while I was still with you for Higurashi, every single session, I would just go like, "Man, this is dragging on a bit, isn't it?"
Yeah, like it would get really, really good and the tension would like hit a peak and then it would like come back
Stay
down.
there.
Well, yeah, it would stay there and then it would come back down in like a weird slow descent. That wasn't
Yeah,
even
and then
like
the
it wasn't even like a
resolution,
release of tension. It was just like a
a slowly deflating balloon.
yes, exactly. So you didn't even get the relief like that you wanted. You just kind of got bored with it sometimes. I say that I still like it. I still think it's a good game or novel, whatever you want to call it. But I think like compared to this, like the tension in this is so fucking good.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks for going on this journey with me, Kay.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I'm gonna go preach the gospel of this to everybody I know.
Yeah, because considering everyone we know is like
Super
a
visual novels,
Zero Escape fan,
Zero Escape. Yeah, and that's another
and
thing
this is
too, is that it's you could tell like it has Zero Escape influence, but it's not a direct like rip off. Like there were several points where we were like, oh, are they going to do insert thing from Zero Escape? And it evoked it without actually just like repeating it, which is hard to do sometimes.
yeah, no, it was very well written.
Mm-hmm. Um, I don't think. What is there? They have. I saw on their thing. They have a game called Seance Spectral Noise.
I think it's
It's got a demo
in
out.
demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The description for that is a group of recent high school graduates get more than they bargained for when they enlist the services of Zara, a wandering spirit medium known as the Plane Speaker. What begins as an inquiry into the death of their friend soon spirals into a massive conspiracy that threatens to engulf the sleepy port town of Beacon's Bluff. So I don't know enough about that. It says it's a visual novel that's going to be broken into 5 chapters. So it it's definitely one that I'm gonna keep on my like watch list for
hmm
sure. And everybody else, if you've liked this, please, please, please go check out Moonmoth Games because they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody. Thank you, Kay.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a fun time. Well, catch you guys on the next game, whatever that might be.
Bye-bye.